it's on a rainy day.
Well, it's all about
But
water.
it's to celebrate. It's all about water in all forms.
Everybody ought to know. Everybody ought to know. Everybody ought to know. Everybody ought to know where the fountain is. Where the fountain is. At Pierre Bottineau. At Pierre Bottineau. Everybody can study. Everybody can study. Everybody can learn. Everybody can learn. Everybody can read. Everybody can read. At the library. Tell your mom, tell your pop. Tell your mom, tell your pop. Bring a brother, bring a friend. Bring a brother, bring a friend. Everybody look and see. Everybody look and see. At the library.
This is all about community and neighborhoods, and it's about having a dream, and it's also about reconnecting with our past. And we have so much to be grateful for in this neighborhood in Northeast Minneapolis and our library community. But we especially have a great deal to be grateful for regarding the community leaders that we have. And I'm especially speaking of Michael Rainville, who took the initiative to begin this participation of the Sheridan and St. Anthony West neighborhoods and the Bottineau neighborhoods to bring back the historic grain bell fountain, which we've renamed as the Legacy Fountain. And so we're here today to celebrate that and celebrate all of the neighborhood activity and just what we can do as a neighborhood and as a community to bring back not only our history, but to join together to create a new legacy for our upcoming friends and neighborhoods. This is an example of your tax dollars at work, the building that you're sitting in and standing in and enjoying in the park. So I encourage all of you to come here often, enjoy the park, enjoy the activities that are possible here.
Sheridan Neighborhood Organization, and the Pierre Bottineau Library is located in Sheridan, so welcome everyone to Sheridan Neighborhood. But it's not just Sheridan, but a collection of the lower northeast neighborhoods that really made this library and this mountain happen. It's my job today to talk a little bit about how our neighborhood got to participate in funding this library and participating in developing what you see here today. It was early in the forming of our neighborhood organization that the opportunity came up, and at the time it seemed like so much money to us of our NRP dollars to contribute to one project, and yet when we stopped to think about it recently, none of us could remember the amount. It just turns out it was such a well-spent piece of money, and we're so thrilled and proud of the library that we have.
Just want to mention that NRP funding was critical to this, to not only this library, but also in creating the kind of atmosphere that we have and bringing back our fountains.
I was
asked to say a few words about the children in Bottineau and Sheridan and what this library means to the kids in the neighborhood. And I wanted to start by saying I have an older brother up here, and he runs the California building. And when I was a kid growing up, I have a twin brother, so I never really got bored. I always had somebody to play with, and I never developed a passion for reading until I was about 30 years old. And I put the TV in the closet, and I picked up some books, and I tell you, the change in my life since I've turned 30 a few years ago has been dramatic. So what this library means to the kids of this neighborhood is developing a passion for reading and having the library open the significant numbers of hours that we need. And if I can be an advocate here, it's for more library hours. Yeah!
I read a lot, and the reason I read a lot was I lived on 8th Avenue, 4th Street Northeast, and when I would misbehave, my mother would give me an hour to go down to the Bottineau Library on 2nd Street and 13th and get my books, because I would be grounded then for 1 or 2 or more days, and I would just spend the rest of my time reading books from the library. And needless to say, I read a lot of books in the old Bottineau Library. So this is really a phase 1 today. You're going to all be back here for other celebrations as we continue to build the gardens and we continue to build the fountain effort. There will be additional fountains coming up too. It was a really cold day in December of 2000 when the men neighborhoods, Sheridan, Bottineau, St. Anthony West, we got on a trolley and we went downtown to the library meeting. But we walked up and we sang the library song, which we're going to sing a little bit later, to the Board of Trustees. And you know what that vote was? It was 6-0 to build this. As cold-hearted as the trustees were on the purse strings, they could not say no to the children of Northeast Minneapolis. And at that time, I promised them I would lead a community effort to rebuild that fountain. That fountain is there because when the Grain Belt Brewery was operating here, the beer garden was here, and they had a fountain out there. And when I was a kid, they would line up in the warm weather months for wedding pictures, prom pictures, reunions. It was a true center of the community. And that's what this is and will be in the future.
It's great to be here for another great phase of the evolution of this library, and in fact the evolution of this community. I know a lot of people are concerned that Minneapolis is run by its neighborhoods, and that is seen as a very negative thing. And I think it's something that foreign countries look at our country and think that it's kind of sloppy that we're run by our states. And people always want to centralize things so we can make it efficient and get things done quickly. You know, raising kids, I've learned that if you give your kids a little say in their lives, help them to make decisions, what clothes they're going to wear today, it might be a little hard on you, but in the end you end up with resilient adults. You end up with generations to come that are resilient, people who can make their own decisions for their own lives and have good self-esteem. Same thing is true of our community. We have a city, they call it a weak mayor system. I guess you'd call my house a weak parent system because our children make some decisions. That's not a weak mayor system, it's a wise mayor system. And in this way, it's also a wise city council system. We allow neighbors to talk about what is important to them, make some decisions on their own. They become strong. They have good self-esteem. They become resilient. They make wise decisions. Every now and then they make a mistake. They learn from their mistakes. And what we're creating is a cauldron of potential leaders that will supply our country for the future. People who have made decisions, seen them work, are proud of them, and can look at it and say, we did this, and we are proud. And I think the same is true of this very fountain. In the future, this community will again look at the library, look at the fountain, look at all the evolution that takes place in the community and say, we thought of it, we did it, and we are proud of it. And so I am also proud of this community, proud to be present and part of the leadership when all of this self-directed and wise and beautiful decisions with great results were being made.
As you look around this building and the grounds today, I hope that you will thank and recognize the staff members who are here, because without the kind of quality staff that we have in the Minneapolis Public Library, would not be possible. This is the first of what we hope are many opportunities to work with the community. Cecile Bador, Pam Nelson, Gloria Bush, and they're grouped around here, all of the staff members and throughout this building. Please thank them, because they're the backbone of this library system, and without them, we wouldn't have the kind of quality system we have today.
Charlie sent you Minneapolis Library, and Pierre Bottineau, Minneapolis Library.
going to count down. We'll say 3, 2, 1, and then we'll say flip the switch, all right? Are you ready?
Yeah.
3, 2, 1. Flip the switch!
Thank you for the place to grow. You are the gardener, we are the seeds. Thank you for the bricks to build a fountain and home. Someday we will find medicines to care for you when you grow old. Someday we will build bridges from city to city with knowledge to share. Someday we will find peace, each other's burden to bear. Thank you for the fountain. Thank you for the love.
Well, the sun always shines in northeast Minneapolis, even on a cloudy, rainy day, and this is a great day for the community to get this fountain going. And I know there's a lot of soap around there, and I have told stories about my youth, how the fountain's been soap, but I'm officially disclaiming that I did that. I have an alibi of my son. We went biking along the river and running, and I don't know anything about the soap, John.